In the quiet depths of our existence, where the noise of the world fades into silence, we find ourselves standing at the crossroads of fate and free will. Here, in this sacred space, the ancient philosophy of Stoicism whispers timeless truths to those who dare to listen. It is not a path for the faint of heart, but for those who seek to master themselves, to rise above the chaos of emotions, and to find peace in the eye of life's storms. Let us embark on this journey together, as we uncover the 20 essential truths that Stoicism offers to those who wish to live a truly happy life. Number 1. Act in the moment. While it is valuable to reflect on the past for wisdom and to plan for the future with intention, the true power of life lies in the present moment. Every action, every decision, and every opportunity exists in the now, making it the most crucial time to take control of our lives. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca wisely advised, begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life. Instead of getting lost in regrets about what has already happened or worrying endlessly about what is to come, embrace the present with full awareness. Live each day as if it were a standalone chapter, making the most of the opportunities before you, appreciating the people around you, and taking deliberate steps toward the life you want to create. Number 2, practice forgiveness. Holding on to anger, resentment, or grudges often harms us far more than it does the people who have wronged us. The weight of past betrayals and disappointments can burden the heart and cloud the mind, keeping us from moving forward with peace and clarity. Forgiving others does not mean excusing their actions or forgetting the pain they caused. Rather, it is a conscious choice to release the grip of negativity for the sake of our own well-being. Forgiveness is not necessarily about what the other person deserves, but about freeing ourselves from the chains of bitterness. It allows us to reclaim our energy, focus on the present, and open ourselves to new possibilities without being held back by old wounds. In choosing forgiveness, we grant ourselves the gift of emotional liberation and create space for healing, growth, and peace. Number 3, beware the sweet poison. Pleasure in itself is not inherently harmful. In fact, it can be one of life's great gifts. Enjoying good food, engaging in leisure, or basking in the warmth of comfort can add richness to our existence. However, like a sweet poison, pleasure can become dangerous when it overpowers our self-control and dictates our actions. When we allow indulgence to rule us, whether in the form of excessive consumption, unhealthy habits, or fleeting gratification, we risk losing discipline, clarity, and long-term fulfillment. True wisdom lies in moderation, in knowing when to enjoy pleasure and when to restrain oneself. As the ancient philosophers advised, we should take delight in life's joys without becoming enslaved by them. Mastery over pleasure is a mark of strength, while being ruled by it signals weakness. Instead of letting fleeting desires dictate our choices, we must cultivate balance, seeking lasting fulfillment rather than temporary indulgence. By practicing restraint and self-awareness, we can savor the sweetness of life without succumbing to its intoxicating dangers. Number 4, cultivate self-honesty. Among the most challenging yet essential virtues is the ability to be truly honest with oneself. It is easy to craft illusions, to justify our shortcomings, or to ignore the truths that make us uncomfortable. However, self-deception is a dangerous pitfall on the journey toward wisdom and virtue. If we are not truthful about our motivations, desires, and fears, we risk making decisions that are misaligned with our true values. It takes courage to confront our weaknesses, acknowledge our mistakes, and admit when we are driven by pride, insecurity, or selfishness. Yet only through this radical self-honesty can we grow and improve. True self-awareness requires ongoing reflection and the willingness to challenge our own narratives. Instead of fearing the truth, we should embrace it as a guiding force that leads us toward integrity, clarity, and self-mastery. When we cultivate an unwavering commitment to honesty within ourselves, we develop the strength to face life with authenticity, wisdom, and a deep understanding of who we truly are. Number 5, mind your language. The words we choose to speak are far more powerful than we often realize. They shape not only how others perceive us, but also how we perceive ourselves. Language influences thought, and our thoughts in turn shape our actions and character. Speaking with clarity, honesty, and virtue is not just a sign of intelligence, but also of discipline and integrity. When we engage in gossip, spread negativity, or complain excessively, we not only diminish our own mental state, but also contribute to a toxic environment around us. Every word we utter has the potential to either uplift or tear down, to encourage or to discourage. Therefore, we must be mindful of our speech, choosing words that foster understanding, wisdom, and positive action. This does not mean avoiding difficult conversations or speaking only in pleasantries, but rather ensuring that our communication serves a purpose aligned with truth and virtue. By practicing restraint, eliminating unnecessary negativity from our speech, and using our words as instruments of wisdom and encouragement, we strengthen our own character while positively impacting the world around us. Number 6. Engage in public service. One of the fundamental principles of Stoic philosophy is the belief that we do not exist solely for ourselves, but as part of a greater whole. A life of true meaning and virtue is not lived in isolation, but in service to others, particularly to one's community, country, or society. The Stoics believe that every individual has a duty to contribute to the well-being of their republic, not just for personal gain, but for the collective good. Engaging in public service, whether through active citizenship, community leadership, volunteering, or even small acts of kindness, allows us to put our values into action. It strengthens our sense of purpose and reinforces the idea that a life of virtue is measured not just by personal achievements, but by the impact we have on others. Service requires humility, as it demands that we put aside selfish desires in favor of something greater. It also builds resilience, teaching us to endure difficulties for the sake of a noble cause, whether in grand efforts or small daily acts. When we dedicate ourselves to improving the world around us, we cultivate not only wisdom and virtue, but also a legacy that extends beyond our own existence. Number 7. Exercise the body. The connection between the body and mind is profound, and caring for one directly benefits the other. Regular physical exercise is not merely about maintaining appearances or enhancing strength. It is a vital practice that sharpens the mind, builds resilience, and fortifies the spirit. A well-conditioned body supports endurance, discipline, and focus, traits that extend beyond physical activity and into every aspect of life. The Stoics understood that neglecting the body could lead to a weakened mind, as poor health and lethargy invite complacency, stress, and mental fog. Engaging in regular movement, whether through strength training, running, martial arts, or even simple daily walks, develops not just physical endurance but also mental toughness. The discomfort of exercise teaches us perseverance, the ability to push through pain, and the discipline to stick with something despite difficulties. Furthermore, exercise serves as a form of meditation in motion, clearing the mind and allowing for deeper self-reflection. By prioritizing physical activity, we cultivate energy, vitality, and the clarity needed to navigate life's challenges with strength and composure. Number 8. Practice ease of mind. A calm and focused mind is essential for personal growth, and one of the most effective ways to cultivate this inner peace is by regularly assessing our progress. Life is full of distractions, uncertainties, and challenges that can pull us away from our true path, making it easy to lose sight of what truly matters. However, by actively reflecting on our goals, values, and actions, we can ensure that our efforts remain aligned with what brings meaning and fulfillment. Keeping track of our progress, whether through journaling, meditation, or mindful reflection, allows us to identify areas for improvement while also acknowledging the strides we have made. This practice not only helps us stay disciplined, but also provides reassurance that we are moving in the right direction. Ease of mind comes not from having a life free of obstacles, but from cultivating the ability to remain composed and focused despite them. By fostering self-awareness and consistently evaluating our growth, we develop a sense of control over our thoughts, emotions, and actions, leading to a life of greater balance, wisdom, and fulfillment. Number 9. Seek solitude. In the constant noise and distractions of the modern world, solitude has become a rare and often undervalued treasure. Yet, stepping away from the external chaos and embracing moments of quiet reflection is essential for self-discovery, rejuvenation, and personal growth. Solitude provides the space needed to process emotions, gain clarity on life's direction, and reconnect with one's inner self without the influence of outside opinions or expectations. The greatest philosophers, writers, and thinkers throughout history have recognized the importance of solitude as a means of deep contemplation and self-improvement. It is in these quiet moments that we can confront our deepest thoughts, assess our actions, and align ourselves with our true values. Solitude does not mean isolation or loneliness. Rather, it is an intentional retreat to nurture wisdom, inner peace, and creative thought. Whether through meditation, a solitary walk in nature, or simply sitting in silence, taking time for oneself allows for greater self-awareness and emotional resilience. By regularly seeking solitude, we strengthen our ability to navigate life's challenges with a clear mind and a steady heart, ultimately fostering a deeper understanding of who we are and what truly matters. Number 10. Laugh at misfortune. Life is unpredictable and hardship is inevitable, but our response to adversity is always within our control. One of the most powerful ways to maintain resilience in the face of challenges is to cultivate a sense of humor, even in the midst of difficulty. Laughter has an incredible ability to diffuse tension, lighten burdens, and provide a fresh perspective on struggles that might otherwise seem overwhelming. When we learn to find humor in misfortune, we take away its power to dominate our emotions. The Stoics believed in the importance of maintaining equanimity, and laughter can be a practical tool in achieving that state of balance. Rather than allowing setbacks to crush our spirit, we can choose to face them with a lighthearted attitude, reminding ourselves that nothing is permanent and that even our worst moments will eventually pass. This does not mean ignoring pain or dismissing genuine struggles, but rather embracing the absurdity of life's unpredictability and refusing to be defeated by circumstances beyond our control. By developing the ability to laugh in the face of misfortune, we cultivate strength, adaptability, and an unshakable sense of inner peace, allowing us to navigate life with grace and an open heart. Number 11. Practice active listening. In a world where everyone is eager to speak, to be heard, and to assert their opinions, the art of listening has become a rare and undervalued skill. Yet, true understanding and connection begin with the willingness to listen, not just to hear words, but to absorb their meaning, context, and emotion. Active listening requires patience, presence, and an open mind. It means setting aside your own thoughts, judgments, and the urge to respond, and instead focusing entirely on the person speaking. By doing so, you not only gain valuable insights and perspectives that you might otherwise miss, but you also cultivate empathy, the ability to see the world through another's eyes. Empathy is the bridge that connects individuals, fostering deeper relationships, trust, and mutual respect. When you listen more than you speak, you create space for others to feel valued and understood, and in turn, you enrich your own understanding of the human experience. Active listening is not just a skill, it is a gift you give to others and to yourself. Number 12. Read wisely. In the age of endless information and distractions, the act of reading has become more important than ever, but not all reading is created equal. The books you choose to engage with have the power to shape your thoughts, expand your horizons, and influence the course of your life. Reading wisely means selecting works that challenge your assumptions, inspire you to think differently, and educate you in ways that deepen your understanding of the world and yourself. It is not about the quantity of books you read, but the quality of the ideas they contain. Great books are nourishment for the mind and soul, offering timeless wisdom, fresh perspectives, and the accumulated knowledge of generations. As Seneca wisely advised, be careful to leave your sons and daughters well instructed rather than rich. This principle applies not only to the legacy we leave for others, but also to the legacy we build for ourselves. By investing time in reading thoughtfully and intentionally, you equip yourself with the tools to navigate life's complexities, to grow in wisdom, and to live a more meaningful and fulfilling existence. Reading is not merely a pastime. It is a lifelong journey of discovery and self-improvement. Choose your books with care, for they will become the companions and guides on your path to a richer, more enlightened life. Number 13. The unity of virtue. Virtue is not a collection of isolated traits, but a harmonious and interconnected system, where each quality supports and enhances the others. To possess one virtue in isolation without the balance of the others is to risk distorting its essence and falling into imbalance. For example, courage is a noble and essential virtue, but without wisdom it can devolve into recklessness or foolhardiness. Similarly, justice without compassion can become rigid and unfeeling, while temperance without purpose can lead to passivity or stagnation. The Stoics believed that true virtue arises when all qualities, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, are cultivated together, each informing and strengthening the others. This unity of virtue reflects the holistic nature of a well-lived life, where every action and decision is guided by a balanced and integrated moral compass. To strive for virtue, then, is not to focus on a single aspect of character, but to seek the harmonious development of all, recognizing that they are inseparable and mutually dependent. This understanding challenges us to grow not in fragments but as whole individuals, aligning our thoughts, actions, and values with the unity of virtue. Number 14, philosophy as a way of life. Stoicism is far more than an intellectual exercise or a collection of abstract ideas. It is a practical and transformative way of life. It demands more than passive understanding. It requires active engagement, daily practice, and unwavering commitment. To live as a Stoic is to apply its principles to every aspect of your existence, from the way you respond to challenges and setbacks, to the way you interact with others and pursue your goals. It is about cultivating a mindset of resilience, clarity, and purpose, even in the face of adversity. This means practicing mindfulness, reflecting on your actions, and constantly striving to align your behavior with your values. It means embracing discomfort as an opportunity for growth, practicing gratitude for what you have, and focusing on what is within your control while letting go of what is not. Stoicism is not a philosophy confined to books or discussions. It is a living, breathing practice that shapes how you think, feel, and act in the world. It is a lifelong journey of self-improvement, requiring discipline, humility, and perseverance. By embracing Stoicism as a way of life, you commit to a path of continuous growth, seeking not just to understand wisdom, but to embody it in every moment. This is the true essence of Stoicism, not just to know, but to live. Number 15, duty to others. At the heart of Stoic philosophy lies the recognition that we are not isolated beings but part of a larger community, interconnected and interdependent. This understanding brings with it a profound moral obligation to act not solely for our own benefit but for the good of others as well. Marcus Aurelius, one of Stoicism's most revered practitioners, encapsulated this idea when he wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." His words remind us that virtue is not merely a topic for debate or contemplation, but a call to action. To be a good person is to live with integrity, compassion, and a sense of responsibility toward others. It means using your strengths, resources, and opportunities to contribute to the well-being of those around you, whether through acts of kindness, service, or simply by being a source of support and understanding. This duty to others is not a burden, but a privilege, a way to find deeper meaning and fulfillment in life. By prioritizing the common good over selfish interests, we not only enrich the lives of others, but also cultivate our own character, becoming more virtuous, empathetic, and connected to the world. In the end, the measure of a good life is not what we gain for ourselves, but what we give to others. Number 16. Self-control is freedom. In a world that often equated freedom with the ability to do as we please, Stoicism offers a radically different perspective. True freedom is not found in external circumstances, but in the mastery of oneself. The person who is ruled by their desires, impulses, and emotions is not free, but enslaved, constantly chasing fleeting pleasures or reacting to external pressures. In contrast, the person who exercises self-control is truly free, for they are not swayed by every passing whim or external event. They have the power to choose their responses, to act with intention, and to remain steadfast in their principles, regardless of the challenges they face. Self-control is the foundation of inner peace and autonomy, allowing us to rise above the chaos of the external world and live in alignment with our values. It is through self-discipline that we gain the clarity and strength to pursue what truly matters, free from the distractions and temptations that might otherwise derail us. As Epictetus taught, no man is free who is not master of himself. In this sense, self-control is not a limitation but the ultimate expression of freedom, the key to living a life of purpose, dignity, and inner harmony. By cultivating self-control, we take charge of our lives, transforming ourselves from passive victims of circumstance into active architects of our destiny. Number 17, the value of time. Time is the one resource that is truly irreplaceable. Once spent, it can never be recovered, and yet it is often squandered on trivial pursuits, distractions, or procrastination. Seneca, in his timeless essay on the shortness of life, captures this truth with piercing clarity. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. His words remind us that the problem is not the brevity of life, but our tendency to misuse the time we are given. Time is the very fabric of life, the medium through which we experience the world, pursue our goals, and build our legacy. To waste time is to waste life itself. Therefore, it is essential to use this precious resource wisely, prioritizing what truly matters and aligning our actions with our deepest values and aspirations. This requires mindfulness, intentionality, and the courage to let go of what does not serve us. By treating time as the finite and invaluable gift that it is, we can live more purposefully, making each moment count and ensuring that, when our time comes to an end, we can look back with satisfaction rather than regret. Time is not just a measure of life, it is life. Use it with care. Number 18, learn to say no. In a world that constantly demands our attention, energy, and resources, the ability to say no is not just a skill, it is a necessity. Saying no is not about being selfish or unkind. It is about recognizing your limits and protecting what matters most. Every yes you give to one thing is a no to something else, whether it's time with loved ones, personal growth, or simply the space to rest and recharge. Without boundaries, you risk spreading yourself too thin, sacrificing your well-being and diluting your focus. Learning to say no requires clarity about your priorities, the courage to stand by them, and the wisdom to understand that you cannot be everything to everyone. It is about valuing your time, energy, and commitments enough to guard them against unnecessary distractions or obligations. By saying no to what does not align with your goals or values, you create the space to say yes to what truly matters. This practice is not always easy. It may disappoint others or challenge your desire to please, but it is essential for living a balanced, intentional, and fulfilling life. As Seneca wisely observed, if you wish to be loved, love. Similarly, if you wish to live well, learn to say no. It is a vital step towards reclaiming your time, your energy, and your life. Number 19, the idea of true possession. In a world that often equates ownership with material accumulation, Stoicism offers a profound counterpoint. True possession lies not in acquiring more, but in mastering the art of desire. The key to inner peace and freedom is knowing when not to desire, when to recognize that the pursuit of external things, wealth, status, possessions, can never satisfy the soul. As Epictetus teaches, if you wish to be free, you must seize what is truly yours. What is truly ours is not what we own, but what we control, our thoughts, our actions, and our responses. By letting go of the endless craving for more, we liberate ourselves from the chains of attachment and find contentment in what we already have. True possession is not about having everything, but about needing nothing. It is about understanding the undesirability of things that lie beyond our control and focusing instead on cultivating virtues like wisdom, courage, and temperance. When we stop chasing external validation and material wealth, we discover a deeper, more enduring form of wealth, the wealth of the spirit. This shift in perspective is the foundation of inner peace, allowing us to live with gratitude, simplicity, and freedom. Number 20, world hatred. The world can often seem harsh, unjust, and even cruel. People may act in ways that hurt, disappoint, or anger us, and it is easy to fall into the trap of resentment or hatred. However, Stoicism teaches us to understand that the actions of others are governed by their own perceptions, biases, and limitations, things over which we have no control. When we recognize this, we can begin to detach ourselves emotionally from the harm others may cause and respond with clarity and composure, rather than anger or despair. The world in its complexity can indeed be a dire place, but this understanding can also be a source of strength. By accepting that evil and injustice exist, we can better prepare ourselves to face them without being overwhelmed. In moments of conflict or turmoil, it is often wise to withdraw our ears and eyes, to step back from the noise and chaos, to reflect rather than react. This does not mean ignoring or condoning wrongdoing, but rather choosing not to let it disturb our inner peace. By conquering our own reactions and maintaining our moral integrity, we rise above the negativity and contribute to a more virtuous and harmonious world. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. In this way, we overcome evil not by fighting it on its own terms, but by embodying the goodness and wisdom that transcend it. The Stoic path is not one of denial, but of transformation. It is a call to rise above the fleeting pleasures and pains of life, to find a deeper, more enduring happiness. It is a journey that requires courage, discipline, and an unwavering commitment to virtue. But for those who walk this path, the rewards are immeasurable. As we stand together at the edge of this ancient wisdom, let us ask ourselves, are we ready to take control of our minds, to face life's challenges with fortitude, and to live in accordance with nature and reason? The choice is ours, and in that choice lies the key to a truly happy life.